What happens when a plane takes off with a drunk crew in the cockpit? This is the terrifying true story of Aeroflot Flight 821, a crash that shocked the world of aviation. It was September 14th, 2008. Aeroflot Flight 821, a Boeing 737, prepared for a domestic flight from Moscow heading to the city of Perm in Russia. There were 82 passengers and 6 crew members on board, expecting a routine flight, but what happens next was anything but normal. The aircraft operating today's flight was a Boeing 737-500. The captain, Rodion Medvedev, was 35 years old and had a total flying experience of only 3,900 hours, 2,800 of which had been flown on the Soviet type Tupolev 134. He had only operated as a first officer on those types and had still been upgraded to a captain on the Boeing 737 after having only 713 hours on this completely new type. This meant that he was both new to the type and as a captain when the accident happened. The first officer, Rustem Alabirdan, was 43 years old and had a total flight time of 8,900 hours. A full 7,000 of those had been flown on the old Soviet propeller aircraft Antonov II before transitioning over to the Boeing 737, which he, at the time of the flight, only had 236 hours on. His record showed that he had been struggling a lot during that course, specifically with the use of English. This had caused him trouble with the following of standard operating procedures. At 8:30 p.m., the aircraft began its pushback from the gate. Soon after, one woman even sent a text message to a friend in Britain shortly before takeoff, saying, "The voice of our captain, he sounds like a completely drunk man."
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are pleased to have you with us today. We are currently completing our final preparations and we expect a on-time departure. The weather along our route looks good and we anticipate a smooth flight. On behalf of myself and the crew, Aeroflot Airlines, thank you for flying with us. We look forward to taking you safely to Perm. Sit back, relax and enjoy your flight.
At 9:13 p.m., the aircraft has a routine and normal takeoff from Moscow International Airport. At cruise altitude, there was minimal communication between the captain and co-pilot, most likely because the co-pilot was unsure of the captain's condition. After 1.5 hours, Aeroflot Flight 821 began its descent to Perm. During the descent, there was chaos in the flight deck as they struggled to fly the plane, having switched off the autopilot. As the pilots prepared to land the plane at Perm Airport, one was trying to turn the aircraft to the left and the other to the right. And now, guys, you will hear real audio recordings from the flight.
Aeroflot 991, Aeroflot 921, 997 установлено, 600 и вправо походит.
You just heard the completely drunk voice of the captain, who could not even say the number of his flight.
Кажется, мы сейчас в эту штучку, блядь, попадем и, короче, надо нахуй кирдаун, всю хуйню делать.
Аэрофлот 821, каким курсом следуете?
Аэрофлот 821, за метра. Подходим к 4-му, курс 170. Вы в Все это делай все вот это, блядь, давай. Сам все делай, давай.
Aeroflot 821, удаление 13, подходите к глиссаде.
Aeroflot 821.
Урок, да? Урок. Добавляю. Какая скорость он должна быть?
The controller then requests flight 821 to check the altitude and says, "According to my data, you are climbing."
Aeroflot 821, подпускаю напор, снижается.
However, instead of descending, the captain initiates a climb to about 4,000 feet, at which point he can no longer catch the glide slope. And from this point on, the situation got much worse. As a result, the controller instructs the pilot to turn right and go around.
821, рассчитывайте повторный заход. Лос 21, Иры, викторение до 4-го разворота рассчитывайте.
Instead of acknowledging to repeat the final approach, the captain asks if he can continue with the final approach. At this point, the plane is almost out of control.
Aeroflot 821, если вы не возвращаете.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Продолжим заход.
821, у вас все нормально в экипаже?
Aeroflot 821, подожду.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
821, понял. Тогда строго выполняйте команды, рассчитывайте викторение до 4-го разворота. Правый разворот на курс 360, снижайте 600.
And now, you will see the final moments of this flight.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Наоборот, в другую сторону.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Ну, что мы делаем?
Bank angle. Bank angle.
821, работайте с подходом 127, запятая 1.
Ёб твою мать!
Sink rate. Full.
According to investigators, the cause of the accident was spatial disorientation, which led to the left flip over, a steep descent, and the crash of the aircraft. The loss of spatial orientation occurring in the night while flying in the clouds with both autopilot and autothrottle disengaged. The pilots had previously flown the Tupolev 134 and Antonov 2 with a different type of altitude indicator, where the bank angle is shown by the movement of the aircraft symbol and the indicator background does not turn left or right. While the aircraft was banking to the left, the pilot should have turned right, but instead of turning right, he continued to bank left because he was confused with the altitude indicator. The final investigation confirmed that the pilot was drunk during the flight. And now guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Final Descent. See you guys next time.